WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Edna Bell Community Bell Show today on WVTC Radio Detroit. We are so glad that you are with us on this wonderful Monday afternoon. We've got some fantastic guests, two wonderful young ladies. I can call them young, see, because they're my daughter's age. So, two wonderful young ladies who are going to talk to us about children, education, parents, and all the things that go along with children, education, and parents, particularly in this day and age. It's real special. It's real special. So you're going to hear some wonderful information you ought to know. So all of you who are listening and on the show today or watching via Zoom, send it to your friends. Tell them to tune in because it's going to be some valuable information. So with that, let me introduce to you Miss Tanisha, let me get her name right, Holmes Garris. Okay, is that right, Tanisha?
That's right.
All right, Tanisha Holmes Garris, who is the president of Cass Tech PTSA. And Terry Berry, are you there? Terry hasn't chimed in yet, but Terry Berry will also be with us, and she is the co-founder of the Triangle Society, and they are Cass Tech's booster club. They just whatever Cass Tech students need, they are right there to help them out. And so I just need to tell you, everybody, that you're going to hear a lot about Cass Tech over the next 6 years. Because I've got one who started Cass Tech last September. I have one starting this September, and I have another one who will start the following September. So I'll be there a long time. Back at Cass, I was there with my two, and now I'm back again with the grandbaby. So I'll be there a while also. Tanisha, welcome. Talk to us about Tanisha and what Tanisha does. Before you talk about Cass, tell us about Tanisha.
Oh, well, first and foremost, it's nice to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me. I am your average everyday person, quite honestly. I am a mom of two wonderful kids. I came out of Cass myself in '95, and then both of my parents came out of Cass. My sisters went to Cass, and then my children came out of Cass. Well, one already, and then one is coming in as a senior in the fall. So I'm really excited about that. And then when I'm not doing stuff with kids, I sell real estate full time. So if you're ever looking for a new home, I'm the person.
The legacy continues with your mom, you, and you need to know I'm a real estate agent too. So we're in the same business. We got
All
great
right, then.
minds. Great minds. So Tanisha just said her parents came out of Cass. She came out of Cass. She's got one child that just came out. Is coming out or just came out?
He was a 2019, and my daughter's a
2019. Oh, wow. She's got one, and I said I've got one who is will be his sophomore year in September. One who will have a freshman year in September. And I'll have another one next year who'll be a freshman. So yeah, my daughters, both their husbands, their cousins, all came out of Cass. And of course, one of them came out with our other guest who is with us, Terry Berry. Alicia, my daughter, came out with Terry. Terry, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi there. How are you? Tanisha just introduced herself, so I'm going to have you do the same thing. Introduce yourself and tell us about Terry before we start talking about Cass.
Oh, well, my name is Terry Berry, a proud alumni of Cass Technical High School, class of '86.
Are there any other? All of you are proud. There's no other kind of Cass Tech grad alumnus.
And I also serve as the action leader for the school. Also the co-founder of the Triangle Society, which is a nonprofit organization that does support for the school, as well as being a part of the school advisory council. So I'm a busy lady when it comes to Cass Tech, but I love it, and it's my pleasure to be a part of the legacy.
Wonderful.
So
Now,
as always,
Tanisha, talk to us about what you do with PTSA. And for those, now, I know we know what PTSA is because we've dealt with it for years. Tell the audience, what does PTSA stand for? You're on mute, Tanisha.
There you go.
All right.
Now you can hear me. So
Yes.
PTSA it stands for Parent Teacher Student Association. Many schools have parent teacher associations. In order to become a parent teacher student association, you have to have student members, and students can become members as young as age 12. So if you're currently not a member of your PTA, you should definitely join your PTA, because we spend our time advocating for our students. We do more than just your traditional bake sale that you see on TV. Yes, sometimes it gets a little catty like the TV does, but for the most part, we are here to advocate and to support our children. We support our staff. We try to build the gap between the administration, the teachers, and the parents, so that the only time parents are talking to teachers is not always when there's something wrong. We like to be supportive in the school, to be that extra extension of the education process. And we encourage our teachers to be that extra extension of the home life, so that we can better our students, because at the end of the day, we are all grooming excellent young men and women.
Who can be a member of the PTSA?
You can be a member of the PTSA as long as you desire to serve the school district or the school that you're in. So whether you have a child, a grandchild, niece, nephew, or best friend that goes to CAS, or if you have no one that has ever gone to CAS or any other school for that matter, you can join the PTA. PTA membership dues vary from school to school, and the cost of the dues includes not only your membership into that school's PTA, but it also includes membership into a Michigan level PTA as well as the national PTA. So when you see programs like the free lunch program, the advocacy for virtual learning, especially in this COVID-19 situation, safe return to work, that is your PTAs working behind the scenes with your legislature to make sure that every student has the right and the opportunities to go back into the school or to have free lunch or to have after school programs. So again, like I said, we're more than just bake sales, and anyone can become a member of the PTA. You can join CAS Text PTSA. I will be happy to send you the link. We would love any member. Or you can join any of your neighborhood PTAs to help the school. So all you have to do is want to give back to your community and see it grow.
Okay, well, send that link and we'll try to run that link from time to time for people who might be interested in joining a PTSA. What is the amount of money they have to pay to join?
A typical membership runs about $7 to $10. With CAS, we did just vote to increase our membership dues for adults to $15 for the current.
Of course you did.
We did.
That's special.
In this virtual platform, we did need to, our parents want to stay virtual. So to cover the expenses of purchasing a virtual platform and allowing some of the activities that we've been able to do this year, we did vote to increase our dues to $15 per adult and then $7 per student. And again, students, join your PTSA if you have that opportunity. Both Michigan and National PTSA give out scholarships for active participants. So all you have to do is join, volunteer, just show up, do what you love to do anyway, and we will help send you to school with a little bit of money.
Oh, that is great. And for schools, not just CAS, for all of you young people, parents that are listening, wherever your child is in school, have your child participate in the PTSA because there are scholarship dollars available to them. And every little bit helps when you're sending your kid off to college, let me tell you. So have them do that. Harry, talk to us about this Triangle Society. And how I want to know how it got started.
Well, the Triangle Society got started when myself and one of my classmates, Monique Bryant, decided that we wanted to give back. We saw a need when we were volunteering with the school, and okay, we do something. We actually have an opportunity to serve, our alma mater that we love, as well as to really help students who need assistance, who need that additional support, who need, and the school administration as well as trying to help them with different programs and supporting what they're doing, because they're doing great work at CAS Tech, and they always have. So
give us some examples of something that the Triangle Society gets involved in.
We wanted to do that.
Okay. Give me some examples of some things the Triangle's at.
A lot of our fundraising efforts. Yeah, a lot of the things that we've been working on recently have been working with our athletic department. So with our athletic departments, we've been helping to support them with their fundraising so that they can, do some things as simple as making sure that they have bus service to some of the away games that they have to do. Because what most people don't realize is that if our teams have away games outside of the district doesn't fund for those buses for us to take our students to those games. So if we're playing schools non-conference and outside of our district, it's up to the parents.
We lost you. I think you're in your car and she'll come back in just a moment. But before she comes back, while she's getting her technical assistance, Tanisha, talk to us about some of the things that the PTSA has done and is planning to do.
So our PTSA takes a lot of initiative to make sure that our students have as normal a life as possible. When school shut down back in 2020, the parents pulled together and they were able to help the school put on a mock graduation for the class of 2020 when everything got shut down and we were inside for such a very long time.
Yes, yes.
Our parent leaders at that point pulled together and were able to give the students an excellent exit program for their last day of school. So graduation, or I'm sorry, diploma pickup day, where most people think you drive through, you get a diploma. It had everything from picking up your awards, your cap, your gown, coming fully dressed, to taking I won't say a fashion spread, but you did have an opportunity to take some photos with some friends. You had the opportunity to walk across the stage in the most safe way possible. They reached out and they worked with our alumni society to get some things together for our students. In addition to that, we have this year, we had a wonderful class of 2021 parent rep and parent team. They put together the senior pinning ceremony and hosted more than 1,000 students and parents to have that moment in an outdoor setting. It was safe. It was all COVID protocols were followed. We had a partnership with the corner ballpark for them to come out and celebrate the students and have a pinning and recognition ceremony, which we didn't even think we were going to be able to have, but we were able to do those small little things. Throughout the year, we've done some volunteer work with Focus Hope, packing boxes. We kept the families together as best as possible, together separately. We went to the drive-in and had a drive-in movie night, and everyone showed their glow stick, their green glow stick in the car to say, hey, I see you over there. I see you over there. We're separate, but we're together. So we've been trying our best to keep things as normal as possible. And even though we had to be separate, we were together, apart. We've done virtual parties and virtual games. We've even hosted, oddly enough, I did office hours on Facebook Live just to answer questions and keep our parents in the loop. So we do our best to make life seem as normal as possible in this crazy virtual world. And then we have some events coming up that we're really, really excited about. And I can't wait.
We've got you back, Terry. You had some technical difficulties.
It's like, but I'm back.
Very good, very good. And you were about to tell us some things that the Triangle Society has been involved in. But before you do that, remember when you were on the show, I want to say 2 years ago? Last year's just a blur. So it must have been in 2019, maybe early, I think it was 2019. And we were talking about golf.
Yes,
and we were talking about having a golf team at Cass. And I was on my soapbox because I play golf and I just think it's a wonderful sport. And I want our children to be able to take advantage of some of the things that come along with playing golf. So we were talking about having a girls' golf team.
And we
did not get a girls' golf team, did we?
Yes, we actually now have a golf team and a golf club. So and they still aren't separate as in boys and girls separate, but they are. We have an actual team now.
Well, we do have a team. Yes. All right.
Coach Martin is coaching our golf team, and we still have our golf club, which is being headed up by one of our fabulous teachers, Mr. Howe. So, we are still very much in that realm of working with golf. And as you probably have seen in the news, it's like we now have lacrosse at Cass, and, girls and boys teams. So
I saw that.
Really striving to make sure we have a very robust athletic program, and the Triangle Society has been diligently working towards making sure that that's happening, as well as working with a group of our students to create a sports media team. So they actually go out to film the games. They interview the players. So they're learning a whole new sports broadcasting kind of thing that we're supporting with the help of our athletic director, Thomas Wilcher, who has been fabulous in allowing us to come in and support athletics at the school. So, we're real appreciative of his leadership in helping us get things up and rolling with that as well. So it's been great.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. So now you need to, and we'll talk later about how my organization, the TSET Golf Club, can help with the golf club because, I told you we were going to do whatever we could. And now that we have a team, we're ready
Oh
to
yes.
support in whatever way we can because we also give out scholarships. And we've got members who are part of Midnight Golf, and they give out scholarships. You have to be a senior with Midnight Golf to get the scholarships. Our girls need to. The PSET gives out a scholarship also for seniors, and so we'll get together and kind of give that information to you so that your young people at least take advantage of some of that and be involved in some of that.
Most
And
definitely.
we have members who have golf items that they're not using any longer. If they need golf things or if we need to help raise some money for golf, we'll talk about how we can do that. But we do want to be involved in helping the golf group out. We really do. So I'm glad to hear that we
Yeah.
have a golf team. That's wonderful. It
Yes.
just to me was so crazy that the Detroit school system didn't have any golf teams, and I think Cass and maybe one of the only ones that has a golf team.
Yeah, I believe we are usually the only ones in a lot of different sports
Yeah,
here in the city, and I think you're right. We may be one of the only ones who has a golf team at this point.
absolutely. And I'm partial to Cass, obviously, but I want them to be able to play with and against their peers from other high schools in Detroit. And so I'm going to be trying to work on how we can get some teams in some of the other schools. And so we'll talk about that as we move on. But I'm so glad to hear that. And now, how can somebody become a member of the Triangle Society?
Well, all you have to do is reach out to us on our website, and you can reach us at www.thetrianglesociety.com, and just fill out a registration and let us know that you're interested and what areas you would like to help us support and volunteer your time and efforts towards, and we will get you started.
Oh, all right. Very good. Now, let me go back to Tanisha for a moment. Tanisha, what should parents be expecting over the summer and into school starting in September?
Okay.
Have we gotten that far yet?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So it's important to know that PTA and PTSA is year round. We don't stop when the bell drops. So we meet over the summer. Most of your PTAs will, whether it's Michigan PTA or National PTA or even your local school PTA. So we meet all through the summer, and we continue to advocate for our students. We continue to work and plan. Like, for instance, right now, there's an advocacy program going on in the talks about returning to school in the fall and what that's going to look like for so many districts. A lot of people may not be aware that there is a push to return students back to the classroom and to discontinue any virtual learning on any type of level. So we are still advocating to make sure that that virtual learning component isn't taken away from any of the school districts and that it stays in place as an option. So PTA doesn't stop over the summer. Most schools will be planning on what we're going to do in the fall, what kind of events we're going to have, what type of support we're going to have. Here at CAS, we are working on, each of the classes is working on a particular schedule, hopefully. If you hear me out there, you're working on your schedule of the events that we want to do for the classes that we have. With a school as big as ours, we do have to break our activity down by grade level. As much as we want to do something that's overall with the school, we try to do those here and there, but then we focus
It's
on
difficult when you've got 2,000 kids.
it is.
Yes.
So we try to do a large level group activities for the entire school, but then we also narrow it down to what's going to happen for the class of 24 and what's going to happen for the class of 25, because they're incoming 25. Oh my gosh, 25 already, right? The class of 25 and 24. The students for 24 haven't even seen the inside of the building except for a testing day. So they really don't know how quickly they need to move from that first floor to that fifth floor to get to class on time.
And that's so important. I think people don't really recognize what some of these students, or not some, all of them lost this last year, because the freshman year is a year to learn your way around the building, how to get in and out of the building, how to get up from one floor to another floor. It's a big building.
It is.
How to maneuver. And so those kids are going to have double trouble, so to speak, in September, because they're going to be sophomores, but they're going to be having to learn freshman things.
Absolutely. And it's just as bad for our incoming juniors because they only had a semester at Cass before
Yes.
they get snatched out. So we have some learning to do. We have some learning curves. We're working with the teachers. Terry and I also work together on the SAC committee, which is the School Advisory Council. And we're helping to work on the scheduling and the plan for opening the school up and opening the school up safely. So what that will look like, how to get all 2,500 students back in a classroom setting in front of a teacher around their peers, but to keep them all safe. So this summer is going to be a very busy summer for all PTAs, not just Cass, but for every PTA. So I highly encourage any parents out there, any community members out there, your input is required. It's not just needed, it's required to make sure that our students stay safe, because the safer we can keep them, the more likely we are to keep you safe as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we talk about the students and the environment that they will be in, how are we getting that information out to parents and students? Because if it's PTSA is anything like it was when I was president of PTSA back in the 80s, you get maybe 1/20th of the number of parents that you need. So if you've got 1,000 kids, you may get maybe, if on a good day, 50 parents. Is yours any better than that?
We have had a phenomenal year in the midst of a pandemic.
Okay.
So this year, Cass applied for the National School of Excellence through National PTA. I'm happy to say that we are one of the 200 finalists for this prestigious.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So we are submitting our final application, and I hope that we are seen and given the designation. But at the beginning of the year, we took a survey. We went out and we said, what can we do to make this year better? And the number one thing was communication. So we are everywhere that our parents are. We are online. We are with a website that could probably use a little bit of work, but we are there and the information is there.
Okay.
We are on Facebook. We actually have an Instagram. We send out email blasts. We do robocalls. We meet our parents where they are. We've met through Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and even Facebook all year long. So we are trying our best to meet our parents and our students and our families where they are. As a matter of fact, as we were sitting here and getting ready, I sent this out like Cass Tech PTSA is on the Community Bell with Edna Bell.
Wonderful. I'm glad.
So that they know what's going on. We are where our parents are. So anywhere that there's a place for us to be, someone from our PTSA, whether it's myself or any of our board members. And by the way, I have a phenomenal board group this year, and I'm going to be sorry to see our senior parents go. But we are recruiting. So if you're interested, please join the PTSA.
That's great. And let the parents know that this show will broadcast again at 8 o'clock tonight, so they can see it again. It'll broadcast again at 8 o'clock on YouTube also. So it'll be available for them to see later if they miss it at this time. But what's important is that parents know that they are needed. They are needed so badly for the school, but more importantly for their children, so that they get the information that is necessary to help the children succeed and have them be successful. So we need parents to step up.
Absolutely.
And continue to step up and step up strong, particularly more so now than ever before.
Absolutely.
Because our children have gone through some traumatic times, and I want to make sure that parents know that and recognize that the children have psychological issues just like they do, probably even more so because children don't talk about it. And we need to make sure that these children are getting the kind of support they need from parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and big sisters and brothers and all of that, to say, if you want to talk about something, find them somebody to talk to about whatever it is, because they have gone through something that we've never gone through, so we don't even know how to handle it a lot of times. And so we need to make sure that these young people have the support systems they need to be successful. So I'm so glad to know that the PTSA is year-round. They are doing everything they possibly can to make sure parents get the information, because I know a lot of parents just don't know where to get information. and just desperately need to know what's going on so they can support their children. Is that one of the things that the Triangle Society does, Terry? You're on mute,
Year
Terry.
round.
There you go.
Service our parents, service the school as best we can. Um, we are always in operation. Whenever they reach out to us or make a call out, it's like we're there to support any program, an event, um, an individual student. And it's like we are there to, try to fill in and support wherever we are needed. For example, like this fall, when we knew we were going to be all virtual, we decided that we still wanted to be able to offer something to our very talented performing arts and musical students to, have them showcase their talents. So we partnered with Everett Academy of Channel 4, and we were able to put on a legacy virtual concert event for them. We did that last fall when we, figured it's like, okay, this is something that's going to help lift our students up, get them to show their talents, and, we'll be able to broadcast that. And, it turned out to be a great time, a phenomenal event for our students to showcase themselves. And since that time, and that actual concert is still available out on our social media as well to pick up and view. And we also have our music department right now. They have done a holiday concert virtually, and they just released their spring concert virtually, which was amazing. That you can also find that on YouTube, and it's also posted into our Facebook page on the Cass Tech PTA page. So, our students, is like, in spite of everything, they are still rising, and I'm just so proud of them.
I'm losing you, Terry. Talk a little bit louder for me. Well, the students are really very, very special, and I just want to make sure that they get whatever it is they need, whatever we can do to help them is what we want to do. There is a camp for young people for sports that will be coming up, and we'll have the persons who are involved in that on the show later in the month. It's the Reggie Mckinsey Foundation, and they have a camp every year for young people. It's going to be held in Southfield, but I'll have the director of the Reggie McKinsey Foundation on, as a matter of fact, later this month to talk about that. And they will have scholarships available for young people who want to come. And so we'll be able to share that information with the PTSA and the Triangle Society. So if parents want to get their children involved, they can do that. And so we'll try to continue to provide information to everyone who's interested in taking care of our babies. And so if there's anything that the PTSA wants us to announce, let me know. We'll do that. Just send me something. I'll make sure I'll announce it. But we need to do everything we can to make sure these babies are successful. They are living in, and that's just we are all living in trying times, but they're young people. They haven't come through some of the wars we've come through, so they're not sure how to navigate some of these things. And so I want to make sure that we do everything we can to support them. Ironically, I saw two young people from Cass on the TV show yesterday. There were two seniors, and they were talking about the fact that they were not they had not gotten the vaccine, and were not sure if they were going to get the vaccine. And so I guess my question is, how has the PTSA or the Triangle Society been involved in vaccinations for young people?
So we are working together with our school advisory council on our safe reopening program, which includes our partnership with our community faith-based leader, Triumph Church, who offers free vaccines on Wednesday. So we've been doing a pop-up. so that the CAS Tech students know that, yes, it's scary because we don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to affect you or how it's going to take you. But we do try to be there with them and open the doors. Triumph was very generous and said that, you come down and you say that you're from CAS. And that way we can come together. I mean, it's another activity that we can do together apart.
Yes.
So that you can have that question. You can see it's not to influence you one way or the other. We would love for everyone to attack this virus that has attacked us in the best way possible. But we want you to make the best decisions for your family. But we also want you to know that you're not alone. So with those pop-ups and the encouragement, we come down, you can sit, you can talk with someone, you can put your opinions out there. No opinion about this is the wrong opinion.
Absolutely.
You want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing it for yourself and what's best for you without the pressure of feeling that you have to because everybody else is doing it. But
and that you have valid, accurate information when you're trying to make that decision. That's a real important piece.
Absolutely. The school has also previously hosted a vaccine conversation. Our Doctors of Tomorrow program sponsored it. They are with U of M Hospital and University of Michigan runs our Doctors of Tomorrow program. So the students and the professors and scientists from the University of Michigan hosted an online seminar to discuss the vaccine. Let
me stop you right there. What is Doctors for Tomorrow? Tell me about that.
So
I like the name of it.
Doctors of Tomorrow is a program that is offered through the University of Michigan to some of our students. It's an application process for those who are interested in possibly pursuing a medical career down the line. And they're usually in their freshman year, possibly sophomore and senior year, the students apply for the program. And during that program time, not only do you have a small internship where you have the opportunity to ask questions and follow and shadow an actual doctor in a medical field, in a medical setting, not just a mentorship outside in a classroom setting, but you get to experience what they experience and you get to hear what they hear. Not that they're making any choices for anyone, but they are getting to a first person hands-on experience to this is what the medical world looks like. This is what you can expect.
That's great.
Very fortunate that the U of M hospital has partnered with us on this.
And they can do that as early as freshman and sophomore.
They can do that as early as their freshman and sophomore year. And it is a very selective process. We have,
I'm sure,
hundreds of students who apply every year, but they only accept a handful. I think it's less than 10 that get accepted to the program every year. And it's not to say that one student is better than the other. It's just the qualifications that you put forward and how serious you are about the program. Because at the end of it, and correct me if I'm wrong, Terry, I do believe they earned the opportunity for a scholarship for U of M, correct?
We can't hear you. She's in her car, I think. I think that's why we're having that difficulty.
Terry is always in her car. When I tell you that she is miscast,
always on the road.
If she's not at a sporting event, she's at a volunteer event for CAS.
Oh, that is great. That's awesome. That is awesome. And are those opportunities available for young people in other professions?
We do have some partnerships throughout the school. Principal Phillips has been instrumental in working with our communities, our community around us to help our students. The Illich Foundation offers scholarships and internships for our students and even work study operations for our business students. We have a partnership with Gucci and their change maker policy to have the voice of the community, especially our brown colored students and our brown colored families, to make sure that they're properly represented in the commercial world. We have besides Gucci, there's also a partnership with Meyer. Meyer employs a lot of our students, both in the office settings and in the storefront settings. So we are working throughout our community with all of our students to be able to foster whatever it is that their dreams might have for them.
Oh, that's incredible. That is it. And of course, I'm a little bit partial because I'm going to have 3 people there some big time over the next few years. So, I'm going to probably be joining you in one of these PTSA or Triangle Society or both. I will be right there joining you folks. It'll be just like old times when my car didn't know what to do if it wasn't going down Grand River to the gas tank.
I know that feeling. Your car automatically takes you to the school and you don't know
Yes.
why you're there,
Yeah.
but you're
You look
needed.
up and they
As
say,
soon as
why
you
am
get in
I
the car,
here?
you're needed.
I don't have anybody here anymore. Why am I here? But now I'm back again. So I do have people there now. I'm just excited about the opportunities that are going to exist for them and what they can glean from all the wonderful activities that are going to be there. And indeed, the information that you share as it relates to parents and involvement is true for every school. Every school needs to have parents involved in what's going on in the school. They need the information so they can help make decisions. Get decisions for their children and with their children. So all schools need to make sure that PTSAs and all parents are involved in what's going on at the school. So I'm just excited to know that PTSAs are still doing their thing and making it happen for young people in our Detroit system. We are almost done, but I do want to say that uh, for those of you, and for we have next Tuesday, or rather, second Monday of every month, it's Real Estate Monday. And so we talk about housing, we talk about real estate, and all of those kinds of things. Ken Scott, who is with Candace Wiles and Scott Real Estate, is on every second Monday. So you want to join us sometime, Tanisha? Every second Monday at 4 o'clock, we talk about housing and real estate and what's going on in the market and how people can get approved for loans and how what they need to do about their credit and all of those things. If they're going, you just don't get up and say, "I'm going to go buy a house." Here's some things that you need to do beforehand so that you can
Absolutely.
get that house you want. So that's what we talk about on the second Monday of every month. We talk about what it takes for you to buy that house. And Detroit, I think, in the next year or so, probably later this year too, lots is going to be happening in the housing arena. Lots is happening in the housing arena. So we
Absolutely.
want to make sure that our community people are ready and able and have all the information they need to talk about those Vista loans and the Liberty Bank grants and all the loans that are coming out that they can get to help them buy that first house. So that happens every second Monday of the month.
Okay.
This month, rather, the third Monday, we're going to have the mayor of Southfield, Ken Cyber. Ken is going to be on to talk about what's going on in Southfield, along with uh, the Reggie Mckinsey Foundation, because it's going to take place in Southfield. The camp is going to take place in Southfield. So they'll be on the third Monday of the month to talk about what's going to happen at that time. So we're looking forward to those folks coming on and sharing. We look forward to having Tanisha and Terry back again. We're going to have you back. I'm going to say sometime late August, ladies, because that'll be right before school starts. And I
Absolutely.
know lots is going to be going on. And you're going to need to share that with all these wonderful 2,500 parents or children, parent of children. So you're talking about 5,000 people, probably talking about more than that, because by the time you end up with the big sisters and brothers and grandparents and aunts and uncles and all of those folks who are connected to those 2,500 kids, a lot of people. And so we're going to have you come back to talk to us about those plans for opening up schools safely and what the protocols are going to be as relates to the virtual learning and the in-person learning, and how we're going to help these young people get into a groove with this in-person learning and learn how to get up and down. At least they don't have 8 flights to go up and down like you guys did, Terry, when you guys were at Cass and Denise. They don't have 8 flights to run up and down, and they don't have to run over to the engineering building that was across the park. So you know, they don't have all of those things to deal with. Those kids, my grandkids look at me like I'm crazy when I say, "Well, your mother had to go to another building to go to some classes." They think, "What?" I say, "Yes."
Mm-hmm.
So it was a different world, but it was a good world. But I want to thank both of you ladies for being with us. Tanisha, thank you for being with us. Terry, thank you for being with us. The
My
Cass
pleasure.
Tech PTSA president and the Triangle Society founder. We appreciate both of you and all the work you do to help make sure our young people get all the things they need. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us today. And we want to have you back on a regular basis to share with us and to share with the community what's going on, because you've got information they just need to know. We
Absolutely.
appreciate you. Thank you, listening audience, for being with us. Tune in again at 8 o'clock to hear the show again, if if you have somebody who missed it, let them know if they can see your lovely faces, ladies, again this evening at 8 o'clock. And I'll see you next Monday. It'll be Real Estate Monday with Ken Scott and anybody else who wants to join us to talk about real estate. Thank you, ladies. Have a great time. We appreciate you. Listening audience, this is Edna Bell, the Community Bell Show. Have a great evening. And ladies, any final words? Tanisha?
Please, please, please go to michiganpta.org. Find your local PTA and join, because you are needed. You are required to be a part of your community.
All right. Terry? We're going to get her out of her car next time.
I love it.
Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you next week. Have a great evening.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.